What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Cleveland Pulse YouTube channel. I am your host, Justin Harold, and with me, as always, my co host, Jeff Santa. Today, even though I don't know if I really want to, we're bringing you the Browns preview for their Week 7 matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. Jeff, you and I were talking earlier. Obviously, we'll get into it, but an interesting game to look at, mainly because it's divisional, but there are also some injuries at play as of right now. Who knows by the time Friday and Saturday roll around if they'll be out, in, limited, whatever it may be, but it is what it is. We'll get into it. But Jeff, how you doing?
Doing good. Um,
We've had a really bad week of Cleveland sports. I
it's
just
not.
I just
It's
kind of
not been
like
great.
I just kind of realized that I was like Sunday, okay. Monday, rain delay. Tuesday, Guardians lose. Wednesday, yesterday, Darius Garland gets hurt in the first quarter or the second quarter. I mean, and the Cavs lose. And now we're here. Now it's Thursday, and we're previewing. We're just previewing,
The good
and
old rounds.
the good old Browns, the ones that bring us the most of everything, and that's all that can be said. So
They're boring. They bore me to death, really,
I think
honestly.
that's what it is too. I think that I didn't, that's perfect, Jeff, because that actually watching NBA basketball yesterday. Typically, I'm always about football. I'm always bragging about that the NFL is better and the or the Browns are better. It's a Browns town, whatnot. I'm about to just kick shoes, kick rocks, and just jump only on the Cavs bandwagon for now.
Honestly, I mean, this is your season on Sunday, so they always, even when they're not playing well, they find a way
Well,
to make it interesting because somehow,
we'll win this game. I don't believe we will, but we'll win this game just to spite myself, just to spite
probably,
me. And then we'll go into Cincinnati and be like, oh my God, we beat Baltimore. And then
and
we'll
then
just
we'll
get
lose.
smacked.
But it's like, so you have a chance to go 2-0 in the division somehow, whatever. And if you win, if you win Sunday and Cincinnati loses, you're in first in the division.
It's crazy because John Johnson did,
You're either first or the season's over.
yeah. John Johnson did make that point. It's like, hey, like we have a chance here to go. All that matters is like going 2-0 or beating the Ravens and then beating the Bengals and you're at the top of the division. Which if you can make it through the playoffs through division being poor, the NFC East gets away with it almost every year, except for this one by the looks of it. But you know, realistically, this is going to sound dumb because I've made it seem like this isn't, or I've made it seem like there's a lot more going on than just this. But realistically, all you need is for the defense to play their best two games. It could quite literally be the best two games they play all year, and it would mean the most and benefit us the most. And I could go with the rest of the season being how they've been.
I mean, if you stay undefeated in the division, it's going to be hard pressed for it to be like, hey, we officially write you off.
Right.
You already beat Pittsburgh once. You have a chance to, you have a chance to win every game in theory, but you're on the road in Baltimore. You feel like you're going up against a better head coach than what we have. Granted, I feel like these teams are exactly the same as far as through 6 weeks. We can't hold on to leads. We struggle in the fourth quarter. So I'm sure we'll suck worse in the fourth quarter. And I'm still not predicting
I'm
a,
sure we'll get
a
Justin
win.
Tuckered. I'm sure
Oh,
that'll be it.
oh yeah. He'll probably score all their points. He'll probably kick 5 field goals and we'll
He'll
lose
he'll
like
kick a 60 yarder.
15-13.
He'll kick a 60 yarder to win the game,
Oh
or to
yeah.
send it into like overtime where they just score the first touchdown. Probably.
We'll probably mess up an onside kick. We'll probably be up 10. They'll score a touchdown and need the onside kick. They'll probably get it and have no time left and kick a 60-yarder. You're probably right.
Man, we're a bunch of negative Nancy.
We're right. We're not negative. We're right. Are we wrong?
We're not wrong, but oh goodness. All right, let's get into it. Obviously, we typically go over the the injury report, I'm literally looking at the one from yesterday from Mary Kay, where it looks like half of or an entirety of like one side of the ball did not practice.
Typical.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had double digit players not practice yesterday. But on the other hand, the Ravens also had quite a few players not practice. Mark Andrews being one of them with a knee injury. J.K. Dobbins, the other, with a knee injury. Calais Campbell is listed on there as did not practice, but he's an old feller. He's probably just getting a rest day.
Maintenance day.
Yeah. Peters rest. Ricardo did not practice with a knee injury. And yeah. And they do have guys listed here as just like strictly rest. So it's interesting. Maybe Calais does have an actual injury, and this is an injury game because obviously we got Clowney, who's still hurt, and isn't Teller in a boot? Teller's in a boot.
Teller's not playing.
Denzel's hurt, or Denzel's in concussion protocol. So
I doubt Teller or Denzel play.
Lots of tidbits and goodies there to go off of. So
honestly, if Andrews doesn't play, you'd think that that's a huge thing because that's their outside of Lamar, which is can't be discounted.
Yeah,
he's the person that'll eat us up. If he plays, I got him going for 150 yards. I don't really see how we can cover him, and just the threat of Lamar won't even have to run. It's just to the point where the run defense is so bad that the threat of running is just as good as running effectively. So, whatever. You might get Deion Jones. You might have Clowney and Miles, decently healthy. Probably not, but it probably won't matter. I'm really not convinced that we could stop Lamar. I'm really not convinced that even if Andrews doesn't play, someone will go off. It's just how it is with us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You can't trust this defense for nothing.
Nope.
And even when they do eventually have one game where they play very well and they're the reason we win it, it's still not going to be a thing where you go into the next week and you're like, hey, things are turning around. Things really looked good.
And it just makes it so much harder on our offense. It makes Stefanski have to go for fourth downs that, if you had a stellar defense, you might send Cade York out there. It kind of puts us in a ass backward situation where it's like you drafted this kicker in the 4th round, but 3 points really isn't going to be enough for our defense. And, our punter's pretty good. He actually wins us field position a lot of the time, but it still doesn't matter. Like everybody's job looks worse off because of the defense, and it's unfortunate. We should be better.
We should be better. I firmly came into this year thinking we would be way better defensively than we were. I really did think the struggle was going to be with the offense and the passing game. And reading some of those comments from the Joe Woods presser, the one about we should be further along will forever stay in my head because that's exactly what I thought. I was like, all right, you could see the improvements towards the end of last year.
Correct.
And then, but it was the same thing the year before. It's like you get into the last 8 weeks and it's like, all right, they're looking better and better each week. They're doing more and more to help us out.
He's just at the podium. Like, what is he saying? Oh, we had a good off season. Like, we didn't change anything. We just can't execute.
That's typical. The biggest thing. Like they 3 years in his system, and I'm supposed to like there really hasn't been any overturn. I thought there'd be more continuity. I thought we'd be further along. Like,
yep.
What your continuity? To be fair, let's think about it. So last year, Troy Hill, we talked about him. He was there. He was a starter. McDowell, Malik, right? And
both the Maliks.
Both the Maliks. And Walker goes down, I suppose.
Walker's a big one, seemingly in retrospect.
Yeah. So like 5 guys, but like your biggest position guys or your biggest name guys are still there. Denzel, Miles, John Johnson, JOK. Delpit supposedly, Greg Newsome.
Is Delpit going to start this weekend?
Yeah, they're
Why?
not. They're not going to not like.
They don't have.
I
The
wish
guts.
I would. Yeah, no, they don't have the guts. That's absolutely the thing. They cut the count. Like, they're I don't even know. They should literally just do what I've been saying, and just start Moffat at this point. What happened to my red wine? What happened to Sheltrick red wine?
I don't know.
I always thought he was good for like a plug and play game.
You know who our best safety would be on this roster is
Don't
MJ
say it.
Stewart.
All right, well at least that was
Not Sendejo.
I thought that's what was coming.
MJ Stewart would be the
solved
best safety on this
meme.
roster. It's not even close. He actually could break up passes. Delpit and JJ3, they can't even stay on defenders, let alone break up passes.
Gross. But what are we thinking, Jeff, in terms of predictions?
Oh, yes.
What are you thinking? God, this is one where I just want to predict us getting absolutely slaughtered.
23-21 Ravens.
If I have to watch
always
3-point game,
it'll be 21-20. We'll be like, yes, I'm telling you, some BS will happen.
I never sit there and say yes unless we have 7 points. I never now, ever since the Jets game, I never sit there and say yes.
I need a 21-point lead to be comfortable with this stupid ass team. Anywhere in the first quarter, in the fourth quarter, it don't matter. 14 points, not getting the job done. 17 points, not enough. 10 points is like you're basically tied with our defense if we're up 10. 7, we're behind. You're already behind. So if you come out and you're down 10-14 like it happened last week, sorry, you lose. You need to score. You need to score, stop, and score again, regardless if it's – and one of them needs to be a touchdown. You need to get out to a 10-point lead in the first quarter to have any chance to win. You need to get out to a
lead to start.
Correct.
That's the only thing I can agree with them always receiving the ball first with this defense. It's like they have to get out to the lead to start. Like it does not matter like what they do in that first half and getting the ball out of half because they're probably going to be down anyways. So I'm going to go with 17-30 Ravens.
Fair enough.
I don't give us a chance. 2-score game. We know we can probably go and get 7, but do we go for 2? Do we? I just thank God there's basketball in between now and then.
This is, I mean, if we lose this game, the wheels are flying off the wagon. That's it.
You thought we were unhinged last week?
Well, I'm not even talking about us. My hinge is gone. It's just like Twitter, Mary Kay, everybody who's asking questions. It's like Browns content after if we lose this week is not even going to be like.
We'll be looking at draft prospects for the second round early.
Well, yeah, who's going to fall to the second round? Who can Andrew Berry really take advantage of in the second round? Just like JOK can't make a tackle now, but just like JOK.
Oh God! All right, 30-17 from me. 21-23 from Jeff. We both have the Browns losing. Boy, oh boy.
This should be a good one.
No, it won't be. It should not be a good one.
For non-Browns fans, it might be a good one.
Yeah, that's very true. But all right, everyone. If you made it all the way through the video and you got to this part, make sure you guys are subscribing, liking, leaving some comments on the video. Where is your enthusiasm for the Browns right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this Ravens game, this potential divisional, meaningful game for the Browns to potentially go out there and win? But in all seriousness, thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.